From Los Angeles, TraderInsight.com presents Dr. Adrian Manz in the war room and at the helm with today's look at stocks and sectors on the radar.
For TraderInsight.com, I'm Adrian Manz, and this is Stocks and Sectors on the Radar for Friday, February 6, 2009. On Thursday, Dow Jones Industrials down 281 points to close at 6594.44. We had 237 stocks advance, 2,889 decline, and NYSE total volume of about 1.87 billion shares. Bad day on Wall Street, folks. Did just about what we were talking about yesterday, another extension move to the downside. Again, did not look like it was coming as quickly as it did, but we got a big sell-off today. None of the news, absolutely nothing is any good. General Motors, of course, facing the specter of bankruptcy once again. Market doesn't like that, and lots of stuff coming out of Washington that is not real popular right now. As for the rest of the indices, everything down about the same amount, down about 4% on the day. We had the S&P 500 down 30 points to 682.55. We had the NASDAQ 100 down 36 points to 1074.52. And we had the NASDAQ comp down 54 to close at 1299.59. So we did have quite a few setups for tomorrow. And before we do those, let's have a quick look at the setups that were posted in this article last night. We had Valley Technologies Incorporated. We see here that the fastball setup that I pointed to last night followed through. We had Haemonetics Corporation and Healthcare. Once again, we see here that this was a switch hitter setup, and there was a trick to getting this one and getting a profit out of it. I'll show you that in 1 second. And we had Noble Energy, same kind of a thing. Switch hitter setup, did the same move. Obviously, from this chart, you see that it did a gap lower opening, followed by a move higher, followed by a move lower. And that, of course, is the trick that I'm talking about. So let's have a look at how those trades had to be handled. In the case of Valley Technologies, this one obviously did not require very much by way of thought. It opened right about at the entry price that we discussed yesterday, went down, tagged a pretty respectable profit compared to where it opened, and then went and reversed to the upside before tagging you back in again, and then having this nice long drifting move lower over the course of the session. So that one wasn't much by way of thinking about the entry. Haemonetics, this is another story. Here we see we had a gap down open followed by a big move to the downside. Now, a lot of times you'll look at something like this and you think, well, I'm out of it for the day. It's not going to do any good. But take a look at what happened as the session went on. This one gets back up to the entry levels that we discussed yesterday, and when it gets you back in again, goes down and makes it straight to the profit target that we were looking for. We've also got Noble Energy. This one was the same kind of a deal, also a switch hitter setup. This often happens on gaps. They'll move down significantly below where we are looking to enter. They very frequently get gapped down to the profit target on a big gap open. As you see here, that's the case. We had a big move to the downside, followed by the big move to the upside. The retracement closed the gap. I'm not saying that they typically close the gap. It's just worth watching for. Gets you back to the entry level, and once again, after the re-entry, we get all the way down to the profit target and then some on the trade. So about $1.20 a share available on this one. So you had to stay frosty, had to stay on your toes. Those were the setups that we had for Thursday. Now let's take a look and talk about what's on deck for the Friday session. Now, of course, given the big move on Thursday, everything today is a fastball setup. You got a lot of fastball setups in the intraday trading plan as well. In the case of the stocks to watch, stocks and sectors on the radar, I want to look at some information technology names and some consumer staples. Here we see CA Incorporated. This is an information technology. Ticker symbol CA. Any trade below 1529 on this one is going to have me looking for an entry opportunity. This again, provided that I get some decent support and resistance on an intraday time frame so that I can set a stop. And then I am just looking for a shallow target on this one, very, very shallow target on this one, right around $14.90 a share. Also in information tech, I've got SRA International Incorporated. This one's a fastball setup. This is ticker symbol SRX. Trade below $11.56 a share is going to do the magic for me on this one. This is a little bit harder in terms of setting a profit target, so I'm just probably going to play with the intraday pivot points and natural support and resistance as it develops throughout the session in determining where I am looking for this one to go. Then I've got in food products and the consumer staples, I've got 3 setups. I have a fastball setup in ConAgra Foods. This is ticker symbol CAG. If I see trade below $14.25 a share, let's say on this one, I'm going to be looking for an entry opportunity with a profit target initially just down around in here at about $13.85 a share. So nice shallow little profit, but if we can get it on the volatility, it will probably be a worthwhile risk-reward ratio given that we find some decent support and resistance. We've got Dean Foods Company. This is ticker symbol DF. Now this one's right on a 50-period simple moving average, so watch for that propensity for it to snap back. Gonna need to see the sector really pull this one down. If it does go, trade below $18.85 a share. Gonna have me interested in an entry on this with an initial target down in the $18.50 range. Then finally, I've got Flowers Foods Incorporated. Ticker symbol FLO, $21.65 a share. Going to have me interested in a short side entry on this one. I'm going to look for a move down into these lows back in the beginning of February, end of January, and I'm basically just looking for a move down into the tails of these down around $21.29. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, adrian@traderinsight.com. Use protective stops on every trade and have a great trading day on Friday.